I was trying to find my little sticker that said I voted, but I had already lost that too. It'll probably turn up here in another couple weeks.
I got my text confirmation last week that my ballot was received and my vote was already counted.
Hey, that's great. That's good to hear. Good. Contra Costa is usually a pretty good county for that kind of thing. I know we share share that as our home county. Well, good. Well, welcome to the Ripple Effect, folks. My name's David Kirsten, and my co-host Erica Gimbel is actually on a cruise right now. So, you know, I guess that's why she's not tuning in here, Miley. But um, I wanted we still had this great spot for you on election day, which I always kind of call the calm before the storm. So we wanted to get you on to talk about some of the things that you have going on around the holiday season. And I know as a business coach, this is prime time for getting people queued up to make a big start in the new year, which is 2025. But first, I wanted to just hear a little bit about your journey, Miley, and what drew you to business coaching and how your path has evolved over the years. I know you have a great story and what you do and what kind of got you to where you are now.
Absolutely. So I started out in sales right out of college. And so sales was my first career. I was a realtor for 20 years. Started in my early 20s, right after graduating from UCLA. And being in a commission only position teaches you a lot. You definitely have to be a self-starter. You have to put together your goals and your plan and keep yourself accountable every day to business development and serving your clients and doing all the things that you need to do to establish yourself in the career. And growing up, I was involved in a lot of group type activities as well as competitive activities. Like I got really involved in competitive dance, and there's a lot of great things that I learned from being in organizations like band and color guard and cheerleading and dance team and even being a candy striper at Kaiser Walnut Creek and just all the different group activities and being on competitive teams like my dance team and debate team and all those things is, you know, a lot of people that I got to be on a team with were very interested in individual excellence, achieving their best. And we had to work and coordinate as a team as well. And we had the guidance of a coach. And having a coach uh, can help with exponential growth. And it also can help with coordination and understanding, where you are in position with other people and just so many other things. It's being able to have that outside perspective and that mentorship from experience. So I learned from my youth that being on a team and having a coach could propel me further than trying to gut it out alone. and and still having that entrepreneurial spirit, I'm inclined to gut it out alone, right? As many of us do. And I just know the power of that. So I, sought out mentors and coaches early on in my career. I was heavily involved in the Women's Council of Realtors and served for many years on their board. I'm actually a past president of the Contra Costa chapter 2005, and I learned a lot about leadership and different aspects from those experiences. And, I appreciated the coaching and mentorship that I received. And so a natural progression for me was to help the next generation up and the next wave of folks coming into the entrepreneurial world and sales and all of that and helping them out. Plus, with my just my lifelong learning, my pursuit of I was having coffee earlier today with a home inspector, and I was sharing with him that even though I grew up super shy and introverted, my drive constantly pushes me outside of my comfort zone. So I wanted to learn and grow in different aspects than how I did in my first career. And by coaching and speaking, I was able to further my skills and my development that interested me at the same time helping other people. So that's a little bit about my journey. And I'm so passionate about helping other people grow. And I know that we can do so much more when we team up and we help each other out.
Yeah, and I just a little testimonial kind of back. You were actually the first person I met really from the BNI network when I took my member success program from you about 5 years ago, and I was just blown away by it, and I'm like, I want to learn all the stuff that this woman knows because you were just it was an amazing course, and it kind of got me on the path to being successful in BNI. And you have a number of other things which were some of which we're going to talk about, but didn't you also just get some kind of recognition within BNI for, was it closed business, or I forget what it was that you posted, if there's some
Yeah, so yeah, so for the last term, I gave over 1.5 million in closed business to other members of my BNI group.
See, that's just an incredible number, and congratulations. It just shows really the magic of BNI, and when you kind of keep working at it. Most people only probably I don't know what the average is in BNI, but it's probably like a small fraction of that. So congratulations. And you have some other exciting programs coming up. I know I always love keeping an eye on what you're offering, but can you tell us about your business acceleration group masterminds and your 2025 business kickstart program, and what the impact you're hoping to have with these on your clients?
Absolutely. So one of the problems today in the entrepreneurial world is there are so many choices when it comes to how we market our business. And and I find a lot of business owners get overwhelmed, especially when they look at having to post on social media a million times a week or whatever it is, right? Like it gets overwhelming. And so one of the things that so I'll start with a business acceleration group, or BAG for short. This is a mastermind, and we've got two groups going. I partnered with two of my friends and colleagues in business, Lori Pierce and Don Wexler, and we created a mastermind group concept where we're really working targeted on our marketing and our sales and our growth and scalability of our businesses, and doing that in a mastermind format. And one of the things I love about working with business owners is we each bring value to the table, right? Whether you've been in business 5 years or 50 years, right? Like we all have different experiences that we bring to the table, and we can help each other out. And that's really one of the prime concepts of mastermind is that two or more minds um, can have exponential value because we can share and we can create new and bigger ideas. What makes our mastermind a little bit different than your average mastermind is we really put together a structure that allows for each member to have time, each mastermind, and where we really have curated content for great conversations, for really powerful conversations that will help move the needle on our businesses. So we're coming in with a game plan that's really going to actually help us all achieve our goals um, with more efficiency and more fun because we're doing it together. So that's a little bit about the business mastermind. If you or any of your listeners are interested, we've got one in Central Contra Costa and one in Tri Valley here in the Bay Area. And if you would like to, and we meet in person. Masterminds, I think, are best in person, especially when we're really exchanging those ideas and building that trust. So if you would like to come as my guest, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to extend an invitation for you to come experience that mastermind alongside us. And then with my coaching business, I have the 2025 Business Kickstart. It's a 3 month or a 90-day business coaching program. It is limited to 12 motivated pros, so I'm limiting it to 12 people to really work on that goal setting, but not just goal setting, but also connecting your why with your vision. So when you hit those tough times that we get in business, that you have the motivation to persevere and you have that bigger vision than just where you are, but where you want to be and who you want to be helping. Um, and talking about that nut that is marketing and sales of our business is really planning out that year calendar of your marketing. So we're going into really having a marketing calendar. And I'm going to be working with the great thing about having a small group is working with people to really customize their plan. So it really helps them achieve their particular goals, customized to their business, their industry, what's important to them, and all of that. And one of the things, a lot of my clients right now are realtors. I know, surprising since that's my background. And one of the things, a lot of realtors want that flexibility, especially when you have, a mom with kids that are doing 5 million different things. Kids are always going in many different directions. And I know you're a dad and you experience that. And so sometimes things don't always go the way we plan in our business. And sometimes our best intentions are diverted towards really important family things, or we want to have flexibility in our schedule. And that's one of the opportunities that the entrepreneurial life gives us. So how do we stay on track and allow for the flexibility for having to pick your kid up from school when they're sick or something, an emergency happens, or take your mom to the doctor appointment or whatever that is. So how do we build that into our plan so we can stay on track and still be productive and hit our goals? So really looking at what are those non-negotiable revenue generating activities and how do we build consistency and habits and put a plan in place that we never we never have to think too hard. Once we got the plan in place, we can just get into action and do and know that we're on track for our goals. So that's a little bit about what those programs are about, and I'm excited to help people um, with that goal achievement, as well as just building the life that feels good and happy.
Great. And just a time check, I know we can add another 5 minutes because we got a lot to get to, and we can kind of have this be a little bit of a medium lightning round. And about, if we do like 2 or 3 minutes a question,
Sure.
that'll be good. But as president of the Northern California chapter of the National Speakers Association,
Mhm.
how are you using your leadership role to inspire growth and collaboration in the speaker community? And what's on the horizon for NSA in 2025?
Great question, David. I am loving being a part of the leadership at the National Speakers Association here in Northern California. We've got an incredible board, and we've got some incredible programs that we're bringing to our members and other speakers. We always welcome guests to our event. If you are speaking in any capacity for your business, or you're interested in speaking more professionally, we have people who are authors and speaking about their books. We have thought leaders. We have people from academia. We have traditional keynoters. We have a variety of folks who are members of the National Speakers Association who get on that platform and get to impact and improve the lives of others with the power of the spoken word. And one of the great things that NSA does is that we support our members in building a better business and becoming better speakers. So a lot of our programs are designed to really support our speaking business. For example, next this coming Saturday in Oakland, we're bringing in Ford Sakes, and he is the founder of the $1 Million Roundtable at NSA, and he's going to be talking a lot about building that business and that speaking empire that you want to build. So a lot of our programs are going to be like that. We're actually bringing in a panel of a really uh, successful mastermind group within NSA to get some insights on that mastermind. We just got how to get into associations, which is a great speaking opportunity for so many people. So lots of great programs. You can go to NSANC for Northern California.org, NSANC.org, click on events, and you can see a bunch of our upcoming events.
Okay, great. I'm going to do that. And thanks for sharing all that with us. I'd love to come to an event soon. And I had no idea you had all that coming up. So that's all music to my ears. I wanted to switch gears here a little bit and just talk about business owners. And on my other show, Quantum Leap, we focus on a lot of this stuff, but this is kind of, I say, our bread and butter really about what are the common obstacles and or blind spots that coaching can help overcome for business owners?
You know, a lot of business owners are juggling so many things, and the weight of everything is on their shoulders. And oftentimes it's just having someone else to help see the forest through the trees, right? Getting that outside perspective. Plus, even as accountable as you can be to yourself, when you have someone else that's holding you accountable, it just creates another level of being able to achieve that goal faster and with the support and not having to feel like it's just all on you. It's just so important to have someone else to help you through some of the challenges. A lot. It could be difficult conversations you have to talk through. um, you know, Managing people, managing clients, trying to get more organized and manage your time so you can breathe, right? So having that outside perspective and that sounding board and that person that can see things that you would think are obvious, but sometimes we can't see ourselves because we're too in it. So that's a big advantage of having a coach and just someone who believes in you and is by your side and helps lift you up as well is really important.
Yeah, I also find like it seems like a lot of the best realtors out there have had coaching in particular, and I think somebody who's also a former realtor and knows that side of the business could be hugely instrumental in helping realtors. I don't know if you have any other kind of key people who you think really connect with in terms of your ideal clients for coaching.
Yeah, that a very good point to bring up realtors because I know when I was a realtor and I went and got a coach from a very reputable real estate coaching company, and I found out the coach had no real estate experience. It was really hard to just connect, and it just, there's a different level of connection when you understand what being in that industry is like. There's no other industry like real estate. And when you have someone really understands all the components and complexities of the real estate industry, I find my clients really appreciate that I understand. Other some clients that I love working with are other professional services folks like attorneys, um, you know, mortgage financial services, um, accountants, and those kinds of folks are great for me.
Yeah, yeah, the I call them the high value industries, and
Yeah.
it's not only those, but I find those people benefit the most from coaching. Um, for example, even the tradespeople or other people could really, benefit hugely, even though they don't often think about it in coaching. But in terms of coaching. But that brings me to my next question about B&I, that you see a lot of those folks who don't normally cross paths in B&I that are actually in B&I, a lot of all kinds of professions. But what are the kinds of professions you're looking to bring in your chapter here in Contra Costa County? I know you're part of one of the leading chapters in the whole area, and what are those um, what do your numbers say, and what do those numbers say about your chapter's approach to giving? So, um, if you don't, sorry, I kind of butchered that question a little bit, but I'm just,
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I mean, so we do have one of the largest chapters in the Bay Area. We have 61 members currently, and our last term we did about 8.8 million in closed business, a little over than that. We're really close to nine, super close to nine. And so what does that mean is that an average giver in our chapter gives $148,000 worth of closed business. That also means that's the average value of a seat in our chapter. And in October this term, we already were nearly at 3 million already for the first month of the term, and so we upped our goal to 10 million. And, why do I share these numbers? To show that we are really intentional about giving each other quality business. Some of our open categories include landscape design, interior design, electrician, notary, family law attorney, CPA, architect, painter, and flooring. So even though we have a lot of professions, there's still plenty of openings in our chapter.
Yeah, I know a family law attorney. Actually, I should refer to you. And thanks for setting that up. It for those who don't haven't visited your chapter, it's called CC Burn, and it's really known around the Bay Area for being a top chapter. And great to hear about those numbers. We love our numbers, and um, I'm curious about. I'm sure your traffic lights and a lot of the other numbers are great too for that chapter. So if you haven't been, go visit Miley at CC Burn. I'll put the link to come visit that chapter. And in thinking about your ideal client, what are the qualities you look for in the people you work with? Who can benefit the most from joining your masterminds and coaching programs? And I know we touch on this a little bit in terms of certain classifications, but are there other qualities or types of people that you find do better, that or really make good ideal clients for you?
Absolutely. Of course, people who have some kind of ambition, they have some goals, and they are lifelong learners, right? They really are growth minded. They're interested in learning and growing personally as well as professionally. They make, they're open minded and they make the best clients because they are open to doing things maybe a little bit differently and not always just doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, right? So they can they understand a little bit about mindset. They are okay with commitment. They are they're quality people who have integrity and are trustworthy because for me, especially because I am very relational and I really understand the value of business relationships and how that helps the longevity of a career. You can't base a long career on transactional and less than integral work, right? It needs to be trustworthy, integrity focused folks who will stand by their value and who, if they make a mistake, because guess what, we're humans, we make mistakes, they will do what they can to remedy it and do better the next time, right, to make up for anything that they did, and keep moving forward and growing. So I'm not saying anyone has to be perfect, right? Like, but it's how do you handle those situations? um, so problem solvers and things like that are great.
Great. And I love that what you said about people have to be coachable. I think my 9-year-old daughter, who, you have to be kind of willing to accept, hear things that maybe are a little bit can be challenging. For example, if you think you don't want to change your ways, you're like, I want to do it like this. A lot of times, to do better, you have to do things that are kind of unconventional or that may seem like they're not kind of they're just new. So it makes you uncomfortable, so to speak.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and well, you have a clear passion for helping business owners succeed. Can you share your why about motivates you to keep doing what you do?
Well, I shared a little bit earlier, but really, my own journey, uh, it motivates me because, I was not, it's just fascinating to me is I impress myself sometimes just that I can get up and speak in front of a group of people because that's not who I was before. I remember when I got the guts to try out for cheerleading in high school and I made the squad, there was a kid in my class and he said, "How are you going to yell in front of the entire school? I've never heard you say a word." So my own personal growth um is and it's incredible what we can achieve when we put our mind to it. And so I've seen myself grow, and that's what inspires me to see other people grow. And when we do it together, when we have that team environment and we get to celebrate with other people, we get to grow next to other people, and it makes life more enjoyable to do it alongside other people. And I just know that we can reach new heights faster together. And that's super fun and exciting to me.
Great. Yeah, I am looking to collaborate with some folks on some marketing type mastermind things. So we'll have to do another one-to-one at some point and see if we can maybe do, I'd love to help promote your speaker events, but maybe there's something we can do together to kind of get more people enrolled in some of this stuff too. So we'll compare notes offline on that, and I look forward to keeping track of all this stuff that you have going on coming up.
I appreciate you, David. Thank you.
Great. And folks, we are at time, so I'm going to put the link to how to get in touch with Miley, link to your website, and do follow her on social media. And she shares a lot of great business tips. And go to one of her webinar or her in-person trainings. They're incredible. I still share those testimonials from your events as a model testimonial, and people really get a lot of results out of those events. So I I just look forward to keeping in touch and keeping the conversation open. And great work today.
Thanks, David.
Okay, bye everyone. We'll see everyone next week for the ripple effect. Thank you.